If you want to be successful and you want to have a future, there is one thing that you need to do, and that is breathe. So, welcome everyone to another episode of Atomic Ambition, the podcast. Now, I'm feeling summery. Spring is definitely here. It's a warm, late spring day. Not quite summer yet, but I'm feeling summery. And as you can see, I'm wearing a t-shirt. It's a warm, sunny spring day. I'm really happy. And yeah, you can almost feel summer is coming. Now, for me, this is a great time of the year. For a lot of you, it's a great time of the year. But if we go back 5, 6, 7 years ago, for me, it was a terrible time of the year because I suffered terribly from hay fever. And anybody who has hay fever or allergies knows that sort of March, April, May, June, that's the worst time of the year for most of us. And going back a few years, I would be taking lots and lots of different medication. I would try anything to relieve the symptoms of hay fever. So I would have one antihistamine tablet every day. That was a strong antihistamine. It made me feel drowsy. It was a very, very strong medication. Made me feel drowsy. As well as that, I was also using nasal sprays. Again, antihistamine sprays to relieve the symptoms. I had eye drops. You name it, I was using the medication. But today, right now, in the middle of hay fever season, I feel fine. No problems. I will admit I'm not 100% cured from my hay fever. I think last year, I didn't use any antihistamine tablets last year, but I did use my nasal spray 3 or 4 times last year. So far this year, no needs, but I imagine I will have to use the nasal spray a few times this year when the pollen count is really, really high and my nose just, if you have hay fever, you know that feeling in your nose and in the back of your throat, right sort of there, and it's horrible. Yeah. Why am I telling you all of this? I'm telling you all of this because it's springtime and I have no symptoms of hay fever. Why do I have no symptoms of hay fever anymore? Because of the book by Patrick McKeown, The Oxygen Advantage. So you guys may not know this book. It's I came across the author Patrick McKeown on YouTube, and it was an interview with him, and someone was asking, what do you do? And he said, I teach people how to breathe. And I thought, hang on, you teach people how to breathe? Everybody in the world knows how to breathe. If we didn't know how to breathe, we wouldn't be here right now. Yes, everybody knows how to breathe because breathing is an automatic function of your body. Yeah? Try and hold your breath and your body will force you to breathe. Yeah? It's obvious. Everyone knows how to breathe. You don't need someone to teach you how to breathe. But apparently I did, and so might some or a lot of you guys as well. So that's the reason I'm sharing this book with you today. So hay fever, but not just hay fever. We talk about stress management with breathing as well. But let's talk about dealing with allergies, health, hay fever through breathing. It's crazy that there could be a solution to something like hay fever. I don't know whether it will work for everybody. I don't know. Maybe it just worked for me and I'm unique. I doubt that very much. But it's something that could work for a lot of people who, like me, have spent their entire lives suffering from hay fever. From when I was very, very young, a lot of my friends had pet dogs and pet cats. Every time I went around to my friends' houses, oh, my eyes would stream, my nose would run, and I'd be sneezing. I hated visiting my friends' houses because I was allergic to their dogs and their cats. But now I'm okay. I've been relatively okay for, I'd say, for about 5-6 years. And it's all because I read this book and learned how to breathe properly. Yeah. So I highly recommend it. If you have any health problems like hay fever, I would recommend this book. I would also recommend this book to help you deal with stress. Right. So we've spoken a lot about hay fever. Now, let's talk about stress, because I think stress is more relevant to most of you guys than my hay fever was. How can breathing help reduce stress? Well, if you think about it, it's probably obvious, because breathing is what your body needs to do to survive. Amongst other things, we need to eat and drink, etc. But without breathing, your body doesn't survive. If you have no breath, you feel stressed. And I think if you look and analyze the situations when you are stressed, think about your breathing in those situations. What is your breathing like? Because you'll probably find that your breathing is not helping to control or reduce your stress. Your breathing is enhancing your stress. And that is a great thing that anybody can learn from this book. So if you read this book, Patrick McKeown will tell you that deep breathing, especially chest breathing, helps increase feelings of stress. So when someone tells you take a deep breath, if you're feeling stressed, someone says take a deep breath, most of us take deep breaths from our chest. And you will learn that is the opposite of what you need to do to help reduce stress. What you should be doing is taking small, shallow breaths into your belly. Yeah. I'm probably not the best person to explain the methods, the science, and all the techniques related in this book. But I had to share it because I'm feeling so happy that spring has arrived, and for the 5th or 6th year running, I have no symptoms of hay fever. And that just made me so happy today. I just thought, well, it's got to be the oxygen advantage this week. Yeah. So if you are a sufferer of hay fever or any respiratory problems, there's probably something in this book that can help you. If you are a sufferer of stress, and I definitely fall into that category, I get stressed over lots of different things, then there's something for you. There's something for you guys in this book as well. So it's not just about health, it's about stress. So how has it helped me cope with stress? Well, I've kind of, one of the things that I've done over the past few years is try and create a habit of breathing. Just, sitting, you might call it contemplating, you might call it, I don't know, just relaxing, just sitting and just focusing on my breath in a way that helps to calm me down, helps to calm my body and also my mind down. Yeah. Now, that has certainly made me less stressed in life in general. If I find myself becoming stressed in a work situation, then I can do a breathing technique without anyone even noticing, to be honest with you. It's not overt breathing, The techniques that Patrick talks about in this book are just things that you could be doing and no one would even notice you're doing them. Yeah, unless you tell them. And from a stress relieving perspective, one little thing that you can do each day to help improve your life is just learn how to breathe a little bit better than what you're doing now. That's my goal with breathing. Just learn how to breathe a little bit better every day than what I'm doing now to improve my feelings of happiness. And I can't believe how happy I am. It's spring and I'm actually looking forward to going outside with the plants, with the flowers, and enjoying spring. I spent half of my life hiding from pollen and flowers and trees. Not anymore. So, if you haven't read the book, if you don't know about the oxygen advantage, I highly recommend it. To deal with respiratory health problems, really helped me with hay fever and allergies, but stress relieving. Learn how to breathe to reduce stress. It is honestly a game changer, a lifesaver for some people. Yeah, so buy the book and I'll see you all next week.